It's Sunday afternoon around lunchtime. I'm in Sherwood, Oregon at Stella Olson Memorial Park, just making myself some soup. I dropped Cole off at the airport yesterday morning, and I've just been doing work and hanging out around here since then. That was extraordinarily difficult, seeing him off, and my heart hurts immensely. Money is really low, so I don't know if there's going to be any adventure this week at all, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I'd like to. I'd love to be in the mountains right now. It's Sunday. But it would just be irresponsible of me to do so. I spent a lot of money last week with Cole just to ensure that he had a comfortable and memorable experience, so I went a little bit over my limit. Even though this week's not shaping up to be one that's filled with experiences, mentally I'm in a pretty good place. Having Cole around last week was just really, it made a huge difference. It's Tuesday morning. I'm still in Sherwood, Oregon. No adventure this week, and it doesn't look like there will be. So I wanted to take the time to talk about the Jeep a little bit and go over some of the gear I use on a daily basis. This is my typical arrangement for the cargo area. I have a Walmart camp chair, bungee corded to the side roll bar, portable toilet, 2-burner stove, one of my roto packs. I have another behind the back seat, a tarp that I seldom use, just use it for miscellaneous purposes, mallet, 10 stakes, 35 quart angle fridge, and step ladder for my kayak, Lysol wipes, spring water. The step ladder for the kayak doubles as a shelf for some things that fit nicely next to the fridge. Let's get this camp chair out of the way. This is an unremarkable camp chair. Very inexpensive. It looks like it's about to break every day, but for some reason it just keeps holding on. I find it relatively comfortable. I've sat in more expensive chairs, and yeah, they were nice, but I find that you don't have to go with premium equipment all the time. If that chair breaks, just get another. This is a camp chair bag, which contains a camp table. My ex-wife's mom, or my ex-mother-in-law, got me this years ago now. Man, it might have been 15 years, maybe a little bit less, I'm not sure. But this has gotten a ton of use, and it's had all kinds of things happen to it. One time in Cape Lookout National Seashore, when the wind took my ARB awning and collapsed it, it collapsed right on this table, and the table held up nicely. Unfortunately, this table is on its way out. I don't know, it might be repairable. But these slats are held together by elastic cord. It looks like a type of bungee cord, really thin. And it is broken here. And it's just a matter of time until that unravels from the slats and the whole thing falls apart. It might be repairable, it might not, but it's been a great piece of equipment. Since it was a gift, I don't know how much it costs. It was made by Travel Chair, and if it fails, I'll definitely make it a priority to get another, something similar. This is something you guys see me use all the time. It's a Coleman 2-burner camp stove. My ex-wife and I got this a long time ago, maybe around 20 years, and it really didn't get much use until this trip, and of course now I use it extremely heavily. Very simple. The valve for the propane canister is under the grill. Screws under the side. Screws. Just like that, and then you screw the propane canister into the side. You can get propane canisters everywhere: grocery store, sporting goods store, Walmart. This thing starts on first attempt every time, no issues, works perfectly. Both burners, and the flame is adjustable, and it's fairly good at fine tuning. I'm no camp chef, but this works really, really, really well, and it's a simple piece of equipment. The only thing that I'd change about it is I could use one that's a little bit smaller. Since I don't do too much cooking or too much fancy cooking myself, I don't need anything fancy. This has been great. The only thing, takes up a little bit of space, and I could go with something a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter, maybe even single burner. This is everything I use to do my business in the wilderness. Toilet paper in a freezer bag. I typically go with Scott. You don't need to know that. The shovel that Matt Pfeiffer gave me. I am a big cat holer. And this Clean Waste portable toilet. It's all plastic. It folds up into the size of a suitcase or a small case. It's got a handle. This is really pretty genius. I think this is really underrated. The lid comes off like that. You have a normal toilet seat, which is kind of gross and dusty right now. And legs fold open into a tripod. So this is really great. This accepts a wag bag. So if you don't want a cat hole and you need to do your business inside the vehicle, I can do that too. I haven't needed to do that yet. I've either used public restrooms or I've cat holed out in the wilderness using this. But the wag bag is a chemical bag that stores your waste, and you seal it up and you just put it in your trash. This thing is the best, man. As long as there aren't mosquitoes, it's just a wholesome, rewarding experience to use out in the woods. Showering. Andrew St. Pierre White, if you follow him, in one of his recent videos while he was overlanding in America, he asks, how do people shower when they're off on adventure? Well, the answer is really quite simple. Nemo makes this Helio, which I have footage of in one of my other videos. It's about a 3-gallon vinyl pressurized bag with a foot pump and a little spray nozzle. It's very portable, very easy to use. A shower shelter, like a tent. In this case, it's a Kelty blockhouse. Sets up fairly easily. You have to stake it down and stuff like that, but it serves a purpose. Really just a fantastic changing room, showering. toilet room, whatever, and 2-gallon Rotopacks full of water. Between these 3 things, I'm set. I can set it up anywhere and take a nice cleansing shower. 12-volt fridges. You guys know that they're very, very popular on the overland scene. And it's for good reason. In my opinion, this is a necessity. Forget about ice. Just forget about ice entirely. You just don't need the hassle. I know there are some great coolers out there, but there is just no reason to deal with ice ever. This particular fridge is about 20 years old. I got it when I worked at OK 4-Wheel Drive. Overlanding really hadn't caught on yet in America, and I was just into recreational four-wheeling. I put it in the back of my Jeep, took it out in the trail, had cold water all the time, and it was fantastic. This is a 35-quart Engel fridge branded as an ARB. This is what ARB sold right before they started selling those plastic models. I don't think you could go wrong with either ARB or Engel, but this thing has paid for itself 1,000 times over, and if I would get another one, it would likely be an Engel, just because I've had such a good experience with this fridge. It's been around for a long time. A little bit empty right now. I'm running low on food. In fact, I'll probably go to the grocery store after this. In hindsight, I probably could have gone with the 45 quart instead of the 35 quart, because this is always packed to the very top after I'm done shopping. This is the Goal Zero Light of Life Mini. Plugs in via USB. Just hook it anywhere. You can chain it with other devices. Sorry, I'm having a heck of a time focusing on this one. I love the utility of these. You can use these in a ground tent, or I often hang them on my tailgate window just to provide lighting in the back of the Jeep. See, I often hang the Light of Life Mini just like that from my tailgate window. Trash flow is very important. I depend heavily on grocery bags. So I take the grocery bag and a clip that you can get at a hardware store. And in my case, I have the step ladder in the back that I use to get the kayak. I just clip the grocery bag to the top of it, and this is where I put all my daily trash. Now when this gets full, it goes into the trasharoo that hangs on the spare tire. The trasharoo contains a full-size kitchen trash bag, and when that gets full, then it goes into a dumpster. Or when there's just something really putrid and gross inside it, it goes in the dumpster. But I only go into the trasharoo when I absolutely need to, because since it hangs off the tailgate and it's traveled all around the country, it is extraordinarily dusty. Very dusty, so you can't touch it without getting gritty and gross. Everyone has an opinion on tires, so I think it's the best advice to depend on your own personal experience. But over the years, I've run everything from Super Swampers to mild manner Coopers. And I keep coming back to the BF Goodrich. First of all, their original equipment on the Rubicon, not this particular model, but I found that the Rubicon mud terrain is very durable. Doesn't have the best manners, but it's a good tire. Before I replaced them with these, I had 3 visible nails sticking out of my my tires and no air leaks. So they just took a ton of punishment, and they were fantastic. So then I replaced them with these BF Goodrich all-terrain KO2s, and this has been phenomenal so far. They're wearing very evenly. They're quiet as far as light truck tires go on a noisy Jeep. They're comfortable. These are load range C which are original equipment on the Ford Raptor. No visible punctures yet. The tread is holding up very well. I don't see a lot of abrasions. This tire instills a lot of confidence, and I think that when you're on a cross-country trip, I think that matters more than anything. A dual battery kit. This one is made by Genesis, particularly for the Jeep Wrangler. A lot of people consider dual batteries a nice to have, but I consider them a necessity for extended overland adventures. Basically, one of the batteries is your accessory battery, and one of the batteries is your crank battery. And you can wire your electronics independently. So you can run lights, and you can run a 12-volt fridge for as long as the battery lasts, and then you don't have to worry about killing your crank battery. And then both batteries are charged by your factory alternator. And there's some electronics and there's some wizardry here that does some isolation and fancy battery switching that I really can't speak intelligently about. But a really great piece of kit and strongly recommended. The AEV 3.5-inch dual sport suspension for the Jeep Wrangler has been absolutely sublime. This is the configuration with the Bilstein 5100 shocks, and it has been very comfortable on the highway and extremely capable off-road. It's exceeded my expectations entirely. I love this suspension. The suspension offers sufficient ride height increase to accommodate 35-inch tires with room to spare. Together with the tires and the suspension, I've got a lot of ground clearance. It really opens up a world of possibilities as far as finding and running primitive roads and trails. That wasn't everything, but I just wanted to show you some of the things that I use while on the road. I'm not sponsored by anyone, so if I shared it with you today, it's because I really dig it and I endorse that item. Alright, it's someone's birthday this week, so he gets a postcard. Dad, happy birthday from my current location. I hope all of your wildest dreams come true. Miss you. Love, Chris. This coffee shop has been my go-to since I've been in Sherwood. It's pretty rad. I think I'm gonna just get a cup and chill for a little bit. Sleeping in a parking lot pretty much all week. Trying to be discreet about it, but there's nothing discreet about a big orange Jeep with a pop-up camper. I'm not a fan of this experience, but sometimes it's a necessity. Alright, speaking of showers, I am long past due. So, I am making it a mission to take a shower today. Should be interesting. It's Wednesday morning. I'm in downtown Sherwood, Oregon. I'm not going to shower here, but I'm just filling up the Helio, and I'm going to let it sit in the sun so the water's nice and warm this afternoon. Close it up. Give it some pressure. All right. Now I just need to set it in the sun and it's ready to rock. All right, lunch was had once again in a parking lot. My Nemo Helio is over there warming up by that light post. And then shortly when that's warm, I'm going to put the shower shelter up over there in that pocket. Parking lot shower is probably the sketchiest thing I've done in 5 months of being on the road. What's the worst that could happen? Now I am extraordinarily fresh. Yes. Sherwood, Oregon has been a great place to use as a base of operations this past week. In the center of town you have this free gravel parking lot, and straight over there is the library. And this is Old Town Sherwood. And then straight over there past the VW bus is the coffee shop. Between the library and the coffee shop, I can do work all day. I'm in Portland, and I'm at the Hawthorne Hop House, meeting a friend for beer. Alright, I'm in Portland at Hawthorne Hop House with Mike Quetel and his dog Amelia. Hey Amelia. Mike has a 2013 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, just like myself, with an Ursa Minor camper, and we're going to go take a look at it. Can you show me around, Mike?
Sure, glad to.
Alright. Come on, Amelia.
Come on, girl.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a 2013 Rubicon. It's a 10th anniversary. I'm the original owner, and I've been kind of building it out ever since, continuously. You can see where Amelia hangs out most of the time.
Nice.
But
nice. You have the platform kit too from Goose Gear.
Yeah, so it's a Goose Gear 60% delete. And the rear seat comes out, and then we have hatches. And the real great part about that system is this is where I enter the Jeep and then go up into the camper.
Okay.
Amelia, do you want to come in? In you go. Got a little bit of auxiliary lighting on the back, primarily for nighttime. So
nice.
When I put it into reverse, the Rigid Industries lights will come on. I rattle can them the same color as the Jeep.
Okay. Okay.
Vanity play there.
Yeah.
I'm running a TerraFlex hinge. And this is a high lift, I guess, holder, but I typically just run a Rotopax there.
Okay. Oh, look, she made herself comfortable.
Yeah, she found her bed. This is
Hey,
Amelia's
Amelia.
home away from home. So we've got the Goose Gear plate system on the back. Side cubby just on one side. On the other side, it's really difficult to see. I've got a what's called a springtail half rack, and that allows me to put a 50 caliber ammo can in there. And what I keep in there is a bottle jack, various bottle jack accessories, and then a tire repair kit, etc. Just things that I always want to have.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. Cool. And then I don't know if you're familiar with these. Are cool. Yeah,
it's a drop-down shelf, isn't it?
It is. So this originally came from a company called Grenada Corp. really cool guy named Jeff Sykes up in Seattle designed and developed this, and it attaches to your roll bar, and you have locking latches here, and then this allows you to store all kinds of goodies in there.
Oh, wow.
Outback table.
Okay.
Yep. So this is a pretty standard mod on a lot of Jeeps.
Yeah.
Have a cutting board that slides out. I like this particular one.
I like that a lot.
Well, and this one was cool because they use a system. They use a system of blind inserts in the grill back here.
Yeah.
So it mounts without having to actually drill into the tailgate.
Okay. Well, Mike has the ARB awning off the back and off the side.
Yeah. I've got a. Who makes this? It's called an Easy Rack. And it basically is
straps to the tire.
It uses a big ratchet strap to connect to your spare. And I've got on one side I can put a 10-pound propane bottle. And on the other side I can stack a couple of Rotopacks.
Okay.
Got an S-Pod and CV. I'm shortly going to be adding a hardwired in ham radio.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is it's a dream vehicle, and I'm having a great time both building it out as well as using it for what it's meant to be used for. So
yeah.
This started life as a AEV 2.5-inch lift.
Okay.
And because of the weight that I'm carrying and other factors, I've progressively had to modify it. So the shocks are pretty new, and then it's now running a number of different synergy pieces. So new track bars, new sway bar end links. The springs are ARB heavy duty springs, so for whatever their heaviest weight rating is. Back.
Yeah. And the metal cloak fenders look really sturdy.
Metal cloak fenders, they're great. I'm not a small guy, and I can stand on the.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. You have a beautiful Jeep, Mike. Thank you for showing me around, and thank you also for beer and for dinner.
Oh, absolutely.
I am extremely grateful. It was delicious.
It's been my pleasure.
Hi. I had an awesome time tonight hanging out with Mike. He's been a supporter for a long time now, and it was really fantastic to meet him and to see his Jeep. He gifted me 2 of these thermos beverage can insulators. They're vacuum sealed, and I have an immediate use for these. I have cold beer in the fridge. So, thanks, Mike. These are awesome. It's Thursday night, and this week's been both good and kind of lame. The good part is it was very productive. I got a lot of billable work done, and it'll help me get back on track financially. The bad, there was absolutely no adventure at all. And I've been camping in a parking lot, discreetly, just kind of hoping that someone doesn't come knocking, telling me to leave. I'm about to turn off all the lights in here and call it a night. Don't want to draw too much attention to myself in this parking lot. I really missed going out on adventure and exploring this past week. That's the whole point of this journey, but this is real life, and this is a weekly video log, so sometimes I just have to put that aside to take care of responsibilities. But I'll get out there again soon. Real soon. As usual, thank you guys for following along, and I'm grateful for your support. I'm excited to see what tomorrow brings. That's you.